Other than my mom, you're the only person I can trust at all.
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Mark Dark, and I'm back with another video. If you're new, if you love power, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, like the video, and leave your theories, comments, everything down below. Now today we're going to be talking about Power Book 2 Ghost Season 2 Episode 10, the season finale. This is the recap. And I'm going to try my best to focus on all the key points in this video. If I miss anything, you guys let me know down below. And man, a lot of bodies was dropped off this episode. Of course, your girl Lauren, they said she was in a car crash. They say she ain't here no more. Your boy Freaky Zeke, he ain't here no more. And of course, the GOAT of global snitching, Mecca, he is gone. He was taken out. What do you guys think of all this? What do you believe is going to happen in season 3? I definitely think there's going to be some consequences from some of the actions that we saw in season 2. It's definitely got to happen. Of course, we know once the whole secret about what happened to Zeke gets out, Lorenzo's days are probably going to be numbered. And your girl Tasha, she made her return in this episode. She is finally back with Yasmin. We know she was not that far, especially since they was talking about how she was in Mexico. Didn't seem like she was in Mexico, right? Seems like she was very, very close. Definitely still in New York. Now she's going to be leaving. At least that's what Tamika has said. And, you know, who knows when the next time Tariq's going to be able to actually see his mom face to face. But we're going to talk about that in this video. Now, as I told you guys, I'm going to try to focus on all the key points. If I miss anything, you guys let me know down below. So let's begin. What did we see in episode 10? Now, the episode begins with your girl Monet. She's kicking it with Mecca. And of course, she is trying to orchestrate this game plan to make sure that everything is going to go as planned. Mecca is seeming kind of hesitant, but Mecca is saying, look, I'm trying to make sure that we are careful with this game plan as far as taking out Lorenzo, but we should get Kane to do it. That way we can establish our alibi. Of course, Monet was kind of hesitant at first, but she is starting to go with the game plan to just have Kane take out Lorenzo. And we already know this is going to be a big task for him to do. Now, Effie and Tariq, they're having a conversation. Tariq is trying to get in contact with Lauren. Of course, Lauren ain't here no more, right? And we know Effie, she is trying to play it around like, of course, Lauren is all right. Lauren is just not answering the phone, or maybe she got rid of the phone. Tariq tells Effie if he was to go inside, would she, you know, look over Yasmin? And Effie's like, man, you trust me to do that? And Tariq is like, well, other than my mom, you're the only one that I can trust. So it goes to show you that Tariq is putting a lot of trust in Effie. He is telling her every single thing, even after Davis McLean told him to trust nobody. But I guess he's going to learn from his mistakes, because once he finds out the truth about what really happened, you already know he's going to be pissed off. Now, Mecca, he's having a conversation with Zeke. He is telling him that, you know, Monet would do anything for him and that this is just unconditional love. Zeke is believing that Monet has something to do with Carrie Milgram, and he's not thinking she is telling the truth. Mecca is telling him, don't worry about that. He wants Zeke to go with them, and that he has, of course, a seat on the plane, and he gives Zeke a brand new car. So now Zeke has a lot to think about. Mecca set up everything. He is trying to make Zeke depend on him at all costs. This is all a part of Mecca's game plan to control the whole board. But you can tell Zeke was kind of hesitant. Now, Monet, she goes to Kane and she lets him know, like, look, we need you to take out Lorenzo. This is what the game plan needs to be. And she's like, man, I should call Tariq because he's killed his father. And Kane kind of got mad, like, what? Like, that soft dude killed his pops? He couldn't believe it. And Monet's like, yes, maybe you should go talk to him because this is going to be serious. A serious hit, right? And Kane is like, man, I can do it. Because first Kane was kind of hesitant, like, man, I'm not about to do this. I only said that, just, you know what I'm saying, because I was trying to just lie to make it seem like I was a part of the whole game plan. But I'm not cool with that. But once Monet brought up Tariq, Kane has some different feelings because Kane feels like he can get the job done. He can do anything that Tariq can do. So Monet was very smart by using that tactic to get Kane to switch over and feel like he needed to do this. Now we get to court and Brayden has stepped up to the plate. It is time for him to testify. Now it was supposed to be Trace, but we already know if Trace goes up there, he's going to rat out everybody and his life is pretty much over. But Brayden goes up there. Tariq is completely surprised. Everybody's surprised, right? But Brayden, he says, you know what? I can't do that. I got to, continue to be loyal. And he tells them that he was the one that was selling drugs. Tariq had nothing to do with taking out Officer Ramirez or Professor Jabari Reynolds. And now everybody is looking like, what? They couldn't believe it. But Brayden is telling them, look, it was me. Plain and simple. Jenny Sullivan, she could not believe it at all because she thought she had something. She thought that, of course, Brayden would go up there and tell the complete truth, which he kind of did. But, of course, he protected Tariq. Yes, he was the one that was selling drugs, and he has paperwork to prove it with the whole course correct thing that he, set up at the beginning of the season. We talked about this on how it was going to eventually come back on Brayden. And as Tariq said, all they're going to do is give you a slap on the wrist. Jenny Sullivan has already promised Brayden that if he goes and he testifies, he was going to have immunity. So it doesn't seem like anything bad is going to happen to Brayden for real. And of course, the judge has dismissed the whole case. He's tired of all this drama. Davis McLean is cool. And your boy Tariq is definitely happy that this is all over and he can finally move on from all of this, and he can potentially get his sister Yasmin back. But we already know Tariq should not even be messing around trying to get his sister back. He has entirely too much on his plate, and I believe he's going to put her at risk. Now, Tariq is like, look, I need a refund because Brayden was the one that saved me, not you. Davis McLean is like, boy, are you crazy? That's not happening at all. Of course, Davis McLean tells Tariq that maybe he should consider being a lawyer one day because he was not having it at all. But we do know your boy Davis McLean is giving information to Kane. That's what he was paid to do. And then, of course, at the end of that scene, he called Kane to let him know some information. Davis McLean is about this money, and he's not going to stop at all to get this money. And I guess Tariq just is going to have to accept that. This is a part of the whole game. And, of course, Tariq was telling Davis McLean that he's not going to need him anymore. Well, we're going to see in season 3 because Blanca Rodriguez popped back up, and it's definitely seeming like your boy Tariq is going to continue to need Davis McLean in the future. Now, Monet meets up with Tariq, and she needs him to help set up and kill Mecca. And also, she wants him to make it seem like Kane is going to kill Lorenzo. So this is all a part of her whole game plan to save Lorenzo. At least that's what she is saying. She learns that Mecca is really a top flight global snitch, and she's really pissed off, and she really wants to eliminate him, and she wants to be the one to do it. And Tariq tells her, look, if I do this, I want to make sure when this is all over, I am done. I am out of the game. So that is, the agenda as of right now. We know Monet is going to lean on Tariq to help fix all of this. And this is what we've been talking about all season. Finally, she's going to lean on Tariq to get it done. Now, Monet meets up with Lorenzo and tells him that she has a game plan. And of course, the game plan is to eliminate Mecca. She tells him the truth about who Mecca really is. And Lorenzo is pissed off. Lorenzo wants to take out Mecca, but Monet says, no, look, I'm the one that's going to do this. Tariq has a game plan, but I need Diana and Drew to be on board. So Lorenzo's job is to get them to help out with this whole game plan. Tariq will meet up with them, and of course he will go over what they need to do. Now, Drew and Diana, they're kind of questioning this whole strategy. They're not believing this is safe, but this is what they need to do to protect Kane. And your boy Lorenzo, he stated that family is first. This is something that he told Diana when she went to go see him when he was locked up. This is how I pretty much knew at the end of the day that family will be the number one thing at the end of the season. Even though they're going through something right now with each other, when it's all said and done, they're going to come back and eliminate the threat together. So, of course, that's what we're going to see in this episode. And now we got Drew and Diana on board as far as this whole game plan. Now, Brayden and Tariq, they have a conversation, and of course, Tariq gives him his props for stepping up to the plate and protecting him. And of course, we know Brayden tells him he is being taken out of Stansfield. His pops is very pissed off. And now Brayden, he's going to have a different journey, a different type of journey at least. But I do think in season 3, they're going to be back doing business together. Only time's going to tell us that. But Brayden did step up to the plate this episode, and he definitely protected Tariq and his brother Trace. Now, Tariq does ask him about Lauren and what happened. Of course, Brayden did not tell him the truth, talking about he drove off Lauren. She did her own thing. He hasn't seen her and that she's very smart and he thinks she is good. But Brayden is lying. We know in season 3 this is going to get out. Tariq's going to find out the truth about what really happened to Lauren, and that Brayden, of course, he just watched Effie take her. Now, when that happens, that's going to be something that I cannot wait to see, because we know your boy Tariq is putting all this trust into Effie, not knowing that she's plotting and planning behind his back. Now, Kane, he popped up at Stansfield once again. I mean, everybody just popping up at this school. It's hot, but the Tejadas is always up there. Crazy, right? Now, Kane is trying to act like he's big and bad. He can take out his pops just like that. But we know deep down inside, Kane, he just talking. He knows this is very serious. And Tariq tells him, like, look, you're never going to be the same again after this. You trying to act like you big and bad and all tough. But trust me, you're not ready to do something like this. This is very, very serious. And you can see the look on Kane's face. He understands that this is serious. He doesn't want to take out his pops at all, but this is all a part of the whole game plan to make it seem like Kane is going to be the one to take out Lorenzo. And luckily, Kane did not have to do this, because this dude was not going to be the same again. You know what I'm saying? I definitely think this was going to affect him a lot. And this is something that he was not ready for, in my opinion. Now, Zeke pops up at Detective Whitman's office talking about the whole thing between Professor Milgram and was it really a suicide? I'm looking like, what the hell is Zeke doing? And he was looking very, very weird. Detective Kevin Whitman was like, dude, like what's up? Like, you have any more information? Like, we have an open door policy. Like, what's up? And your boy Zeke is like, I was just making sure, you know what I'm saying? So Detective Kevin Whitman understands that Zeke definitely knows something. He is thinking about something, and maybe this whole thing with Professor Milgram is not a suicide, and it's more deeper than that. Now, Rick Sweeney, he gets the bad news that Rashad Tate has this picture, and he was acting kind of tough at first. Like, you can put it out, it's going to be all good in 6 months and all that stuff. But once Rashad Tate starts to tell him exactly what's going to happen and how difficult this is going to be, he has no other choice but to agree with Rashad Tate that he's going to step down. Stephen Ott tells him it's the best, possible way. Just step down, and of course, maybe you can get a good position in the Senate one day. But if you want to go this route and trying to fight this, it's not going to end well for you. So now Rashad Tate is going to get Rick Sweeney's spot, and he's very, very happy. A great episode for your boy Rashad Tate. This is what he's been wanting, and now it seems like he's going to have a whole lot of power in the future. Now Mecca is telling Kane, like, look, you got to be the one to do this. I need you to take out Lorenzo. Once again, Mecca is trying to act like he is testing Kane. This is a big trust thing, and Kane is like, look, we can probably dead Tariq. You know what I'm saying? We can go ahead and eliminate him as well. This is all a part of the game plan to make it seem like Mecca can trust Kane, but we know he can't trust Kane. Of course, Mecca has this whole tracker on Tariq, but Tariq has set it up where, his phone forwards the calls to his other phone, so it makes it seem like he's on Stansfield's campus, but he's really not. So Mecca is believing that he has complete control, that he is good, but we already know what time it is. This is all a part of the game plan. Now, Daniel Warren tells Tariq that he is in position to get his sister back once again. This is good news for Tariq. This is what he has been wanting. But also, we know Cooper Saxe comes and he tells Tariq some bad news. And this bad news is about your girl, Lauren. He tells Tariq that she's been in a car crash, that she is not here anymore. And Cooper Saxe wanted to see Tariq face to face just to get his reaction. And he understands that Tariq had nothing to do with this and that he really has feelings for Lauren. And Tariq was pissed off. Now he wants to know who in the hell did this. Your boy Cooper Saxe is telling Tariq who all knew that Lauren was leaving. And we know the people that knew was, of course, Brayden, Effie. Cooper Saxe is talking about, was it Kane Tejada? he believes Kane has something to do with this, right? And Tariq is thinking the same thing. This is why he wanted Lauren to actually leave, because he felt like Kane would do something to her once he figured out she was the one that was wearing a wire, and she can potentially, get him taken out as far as being arrested for all of this. Cooper Saxe is pissed off. He goes to Davis McLean, tells him like, look, we pretty much are responsible for what happened to Lauren and Professor Milgram. This is not looking too good for us. Davis McLean is like, look, this is what it is. I mean, this is the survival of the fittest. You know what time it is. You got into this business. You're just like me. You are doing whatever it takes to get the job done. You set up James St. Patrick to make it seem like he did something that he didn't. So we're the same type of people. He didn't want anything to happen, to Professor Milgram, but it did. He actually had true feelings for her, but this is the game. At the end of the day, the two are going to continue to work together, but we always knew that Cooper Saxe's true agenda to take down the St. Patricks will always be there. And once again, it came out in this episode. Now, Tariq is having another conversation with Effie, and he is talking about how he doesn't really know if he should be, taking custody of Yasmin, and that this lifestyle that he is living, it may just put her at risk. This is what I've been talking about all season. It's going to put her at risk. Tariq is talking about how he doesn't want Yasmin to end up like Raina. I mean, he doesn't want anything to happen to her. It makes a lot of sense. I mean, why would you put her at risk messing around with all these people living this lifestyle? That's what's going to happen. And of course, Effie is talking about, look, you got me. Because Tariq is telling her, everybody that he gets close to, they end up dead. And he definitely does not want that to happen with Yasmin. Tariq doesn't even know what to do at all. Effie is telling him like, look, you got me. I'm going to be here for you no matter what. So now it makes it seem like Effie is down for the cause. We going to see exactly what time it is with Effie. We know she is plotting and planning behind his back. Now, we get to see your girl, Vanessa, a.k.a. Tasha St. Patrick, right? A.k.a. Tasha Green. And she's been in hiding. And I guess it seems like Tasha is not in Mexico. It seems like she is still in New York, right? Because Tariq was able to see his moms. And Tamika has set all of this up. She's able to bring Yasmin to her. And now it seems like they're going to be able to have a fresh new start. But the thing is, they have to relocate to a new location. And, probably this location is going to be a little bit safer, because it's definitely seeming like it's kind of hot. And this whole thing about her being in Mexico probably was something that was put out there to, of course, protect her. What do you guys think about Yasmin and Tasha being reunited and Tariq being able to see his moms? I mean, I know he wanted to actually be there to see it happen face to face, but it is what it is. He got to put Yasmin in a better position. A lot of you guys have been asking, where was Tasha at as far as, taking in Yasmin? I told you guys, Tasha was talking about how she didn't want Yasmin to be a part of all of this, and it was best that she stayed. But now it seems like, Yasmin is going to be good with Tasha. We going to see. At the end of the day, Yasmin's screwed. That's what I believe. Being around Tasha or Tariq, you're screwed. And Ghost already knew this. This is why he set up everything before he died. Now, Tariq is talking about Mecca, a.k.a. Dante Spears, to Cooper Saxe. Cooper Saxe tells him, like, look, the only reason that the investigation started on Lobos and your pops was because of Dante Spears. So just think about that. He is the reason behind the whole investigation in the first place. So now Tariq is even more motivated to take down Mecca, because he blames him for the whole investigation on his pops. Now, Drew and Tariq having a conversation. We know that Tariq is trying to set up this game plan to take out Mecca. He wants Diana to be a part of the game plan. He tells Drew that Diana is somebody that you're underestimating, and that is something that you cannot do. They come up with the whole game plan to have all these different bags. Diana is going to be the one that's going to have the real bag with the real information in there, but she cannot look in it because it's going to compromise everything. Drew tells Diana, like, look, don't look in the bag. Whatever you do, do not do it. But we know Dirty Diana. We know what she gonna do. She definitely gonna look in the bag, and she's gonna find out what's going on. That's what she does. And that's exactly what she did in this episode. Now, Carlito, he's been telling all of them. He is, of course, backstabbing them, and he's working with Mecca him and his other boy, they're plotting and planning against them, and they're waiting to make that move because they want to, take the bag from them, which we knew eventually will probably happen. So it was a good thing that they had multiple bags just in case something like this was to go down. Now, Detective Kevin Whitman, he gets the picture of Monet in her car the night of, Professor Mirgram's alleged suicide, right? But Zeke is talking about, look, Monet had nothing to do with it. She was coming to pick me up. I called her or whatever. But Detective Kevin Whitman, he knows Zeke is not telling the full truth. And Zeke knows this as well. Zeke knows what time it is. He knows Monet did this, but he is still trying to protect her. Zeke, you already knew something bad was going to happen when he was doing all this. His whole demeanor was completely different in this episode. And you can tell that it was just a matter of time before he did something stupid. Now, I'm not going to lie. I thought this dude was going to crash his car. I'm looking like, man, this dude about to crash this whip, and it's not going to look too good for him. But he was thinking about his exit strategy, and he was actually thinking about what Mecca told him to get on that plane and to start fresh. Now, Tariq, he's meeting up with Kane, and Kane is trying to act big and bad. Of course, Tariq is feeling like Kane did something to Lauren. He got the strap, and he's talking big and bad. He's telling Kane that he needs to worry about himself and not about him. And I mean, it is the truth. Kane is always worrying about Tariq, and that's his problem, right? We know that's his problem. But luckily, they had to get this game plan executed because it wasn't looking too good as far as Kane and Tariq, especially after Tariq is feeling like Kane has something to do with Lauren. But now they're going and they're setting up the game plan. We know that Lorenzo, he is, sitting there, and Kane is feeling like he needs to take him out because all this pressure is getting put on him. We know Kane doesn't want to do this. Luckily, Tariq comes in and tells him, like, look, you good. You don't have to do this. We are here to kill Mecca's people. So now Kane is like, what? So Monet lied to me? And Tariq is like, yes, she did. So we got to go in and we got to take out Mecca's people. We know what Mecca's been doing. He's been watching Tariq and all them because he wanted to have control, and he wanted to, at least see what they was doing as far as their every move. They took advantage of this. We know Diana got the real bag, and now they're going in, they're saving Lorenzo. Of course, they take out the rest of Mecca's peoples, and now it's seeming like this whole game plan is actually going to go through and that it actually worked. So this is why Monet and Tariq set up this game plan. This is why Monet had trust in Tariq, because she knew he was going to be able to get the job done. Now, they end up taking the phone from one of the soldiers, and they can see that the BSKs had turned, that the BSKs is working with Mecca, and I guess this was Mecca's counter. This is what Mecca thought he was going to be able to do in order to strike back at Tariq and all them, just in case none of this goes as planned. Now, Mecca, he is trying to call his person that is protecting him, which we know it is Blanca Rodriguez, but she's not picking up. He understands that he is compromised and that some people are going to be out there looking for him, and he knows that his time is running out. Now, Drew meets up with Ev, and I'm looking like, man, is this dude going to survive once again? Well, I guess so. Ev is able to survive, as I told you guys, and if he was able to survive, he's probably going to be good. Drew ain't trying to take this dude out at all. Now, we do know the rest of the BSKs was plotting and planning. We talked about Carlito and Drew getting into it, and that's exactly what happened. They end up going out there, jumping Drew. They was beating him down. It definitely was not looking good for him. Unfortunately for them, Kane pops up and he saves his brother, and they end up taking out Carlito and the other BSK member. Man, if Kane didn't pop up, Drew was definitely going to be done for. That's all I'm going to say. Now, Kane, he football punted this dude's head. He was not playing around at all about his brother. And it goes back to the beginning of the season when we saw Drew and Kane putting in that work at the shooting range. We knew eventually these two was going to, of course, be working together. And as Lorenzo said, family first. And speaking of Lorenzo, he's having a conversation with Diana, and he's like, look, what's in that bag? I know you read it. You know what I'm saying? Diana's feeling some type of way because she feels like everybody does not trust her, and she doesn't like it at all. But Lorenzo's like, look, you're not no snitch. You are my daughter. You got to let me know what was in that bag because this can be some vital information. She tells him about all the information that was in the bag. She saw all these IDs and passports and stuff like that about Mecca and the family. Lorenzo's feeling some type of way. So he's like, okay, I know what time it is. I'm going to go and handle it myself. Now, Tariq, he goes to the lobby of Mecca's whole penthouse, and he is on camera. I don't know how Monet wasn't on camera as well, how they didn't get her, but we know this was all a part of the game plan for Tariq to go there. And while he's there, Monet is going to set up the whole game plan to take down Mecca, because Mecca was just going to eliminate Tariq. But Monet caught him slipping, right? And she's putting a gun to his head, telling him, look, you ruined my whole life. You gotta go. No one will miss you anyway. Zeke don't need you in his life. Mecca, he tries to go and, grab the gun. I guess Mecca was watching those security videos as far as how to take a gun away, and it didn't work. That boy ended up on the other side. You know what I'm saying? Tariq gets up there. He's like, damn, like, it's really over. And she told him, look, I had to take him out because he was going to take you out and then take me out. So now Mecca is gone. This gunshot in this, of course, penthouse is hot. Tariq is talking about he's going to clear all the cameras. Effie has taught him how to do that. So that's what he's going to be doing. Meanwhile, your boy Lorenzo, he's plotting and planning. He says, look, I got to take down Mecca myself. I ain't listening to Monet. And this was his big mistake, because he goes to the whole private jet area and he shoots who he thinks is Mecca, but it wasn't. It was Zeke. It was Freaky Zeke. So now Zeke done got popped, and now we don't know what's going to happen. And then on the news, the whole family, they're watching. They see that the news of Mecca being, killed is out there, and everybody's happy. Like, yes, Mecca is not here anymore. And of course, Lorenzo is looking like, man, it happened at his whole penthouse. I thought I got him. You know what I'm saying? But that was not the case. So now Lorenzo is feeling like, man, this ain't good. This ain't going to end well. And of course, Monet is talking about had anybody talked to Zeke. So now Lorenzo is definitely nervous, because he knows this is not going to end well, especially once the news comes out about Zeke. But he's probably hoping and praying that whoever he shot wasn't Zeke. Now, your girl Blanca Rodriguez is identified as the person that was protecting Dante Spears, and I guess he called her a little bit too late, and she's pissed off. She is pissed off. Y'all know how she is, man. She doesn't stop. She doesn't stop at all. And she gets the whole picture of the person in the lobby that they got, and she can easily see it was Tariq St. Patrick. My question is, they didn't see Monet walk in the lobby as well. So now we're going to get a whole nother, case about Tariq. This is going to be some more evidence in her book to try to pin this on him. But then again, I guess they got to prove that he was the one to pull the trigger. And if they can't do that, he's most likely going to beat it once again. Davis McLean, he goes to see his brother. We know in season 3, Courtney Kemp said we're going to see more about this whole storyline between Davis McLean and his brother, and as far as getting him out. And we know Davis McLean told Cooper Saxe this is the most important case in this firm to get his brother out. So we're probably going to see that in the next season. Now, Cooper Saxe is very upset about what happened for real, because deep down inside, he doesn't like the St. Patrick's. He is telling Jenny Sullivan, don't worry about it. I'm going to help you out. I'm going to try to get some information from Davis McLean about Tariq, about all of this, to potentially help you win. This is very, very risky, right? And as I predicted, I'm telling you right now, I think Cooper Saxe's days are numbered. Messing around with them, man, is not going to end well. He already knows this, but he wants to do it anyway. Now, Kamal Tate is going to be getting a job with Rashad Tate, being at the head of his security once he is in office. And it's definitely looking like Rashad Tate is on the come up. He's had an excellent episode, and this is what he's been wanting ever since the beginning of the season. This has been his whole game plan, and I guess it's finally worked out. So we're going to see what's going to happen with Rashad Tate in the future. Now, Tariq and Effie, they're getting closer and closer and closer. Hell, Effie might as well just be at Stansfield because she's there all the time anyway. Now, just wait until the truth comes out about what really happened to Lauren, and that Effie was a part of this game plan, and Braden did not tell him the truth. He's going to be very, very upset. And then we see Tasha one last time. She's getting the letter from Tariq talking about he would do anything to help her and Yasmin, and that he's going to continue to push and get this money to protect him at all costs. Is this the last time that we're going to see Tasha? I doubt it. I highly doubt it. I think Tasha will pop up once again. We just don't know win. Now, once again, we having a family meal, and Diana, she's not about to air everybody out because now we got some new secrets. The new secret is Lorenzo popping Zeke, right? Detective Kevin Whitman, he calls Monet Tejada and he's letting her know, look, I am sorry for what happened. You are, of course, the guardian of Zeke Cross. Well, guess what? Zeke is dead. Monet can't believe it. This is what I've been predicting since season 1. I always felt like something bad was going to happen to Zeke, especially after telling us that he's going to be going to the NBA, that everything was good, knowing that his mom is living his lifestyle. It's not going to end well for her. I always told you guys, if they want to be realistic, come on. All these kids, everybody a part of this family, they're not going to survive this, right? They're just not going to survive. And Zeke was the one that took that bullet from Lorenzo, and now he is not here anymore. The question is, what is Monet going to do when she realizes that Lorenzo actually did this? And will that secret ever be revealed? We know in Power, secrets, they don't stay secrets. They eventually get out. So at the end of the day, we know it is going to come down the line. But overall, man, this episode, it has so much stuff going on. The whole plan to get Mecca and all that stuff. It was crazy, man. It was crazy, but they were able to execute the game plan. No matter how it happened, I guess they got it done. But man, what do you guys think? Leave your theories, predictions, everything down below. Are you guys ready for season 3? I'm telling you right now, there's going to be some new things coming. Of course, we're going to get the backstory of Effie a little bit more, and more of a backstory of Davis McLean. But what is Tariq going to do? He is still involved with the Tejada family, and as Davis McLean has told him, even if he wanted to step away, it's just not going to happen like that. Even though Monet told him he is good, we know Tariq's going to be a part of this game, and being with his boy Braden and how everything ended for him and Braden, it's going to be very, very interesting to see how they're going to move this next season. But I want to thank you guys once again for supporting your boy for another season of Power Book 2 Ghost. I already know the numbers are going to go through the roof on the Stars app with, of course, Power Book 4 Force, the series premiere, and the season finale of Power Book 2 Ghost Season 2. They're definitely going to break some records in my opinion. But like I told you guys, thank you for supporting your boy for another season of this show. I cannot wait to see what's going to happen in season 3. We're going to continue to get ready and prepare for season 3 this week. We're definitely going to go over some more of these storylines and different characters and what we can expect to happen in this next season. And I will catch you guys very, very soon. So stay tuned. Now, we will be dropping the Power Book 4 Force recap as well. So stay tuned for that. But thank you guys for all the love, all the support, and I will catch y'all very, very soon. Well, let me get up on out of here, man. It's your boy Mark Dark. I'm out. Peace.